coming. But we have to let our mystery opener actually go back to his mysteries. And so, of course, Pat has been down to Kilrillig indeed, and he knows very much the terrain. I know a lot of you have, but a lot of you haven't, and you're all invited next summer, by the way. I'm the local tourism agent. But you'll adore it. I mean, when I went there many years ago now, 25 years ago, 28 years ago, well, I'm still going, and it has to have something. And I had been everywhere, a lot of places in the world before then, and I still keep on going back to Ballinskite. I hope he's going to keep on coming back to Ballinskite. But anyway, Pat, thank you so much for coming, because I know you have a regard for, we've many artists here, of course, but you have a regard for one of them anyway, at least, if not two. Okay.
Well, I'm delighted to be here. It was an unexpected pleasure to be asked to be the mystery man. I get to do that. But I'm delighted to be here for this group show, the Origin Christmas group show. Noel is inevitably over-modest. When you look at the country, and the country is staggering out of recession, and so many things have gone. I mean, there are iconic things like Cleary's department store did not survive the recession. There are other things. There are people who have lost their homes, there are people who have lost their investments, and you would have imagined that the precarious, iconic place that is known as Kilrillig would have been among the most vulnerable.
Sure.
And you kind of figure, well, if Kilrillig can survive as an entity, well then anything can survive what the recession might throw at it. But that would presume that everything that is endangered would have an engine like Noel behind it. And that is not true. Noel is absolutely unique.
Unsinkable Molly Brown.
Unsinkable Molly Brown is right. She has a way with politicians. I'm not sure she has had her way with Michael Noonan yet. but she's working on him. She had the effrontery, she told me, confidentially, to go up to him and say, confidentially, don't tell anybody, to go up to him and congratulate him for having a steady hand on the tiller. However, she upbraided him for saying, Michael, you and your minions travel the world, boasting about arts and heritage and culture. And do you know, Michael, you have only spent 0.1% of our GNP on the arts. Shame on you, Michael. Now that's my bit. She didn't actually say that. Implicitly.
Not even 1%.
So that is really one of the principal reasons why we're all here, because we want to recognise the wonderful work that Kilrillig has done, that Noel has done. And along these walls, the walls are populated by the work of artists from pretty much every continent. I think so. Work in ceramic, work in oil, the pointillist pencils there, and also the pencils of one of the artists that I've been just meeting, Janice Lightower, who I have to say, having met her and spoken with her and her husband Brian, I am in awe of her. The artist that Noel was referring to, of whom I'm much enamoured, is Linda Graham, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with the works of Linda. Linda, we were talking to each other recently, and she is in not a great situation. Her medical problems have compounded. Her heart is not what it should be, and that was what she thought was the least of her worries. But she had a dilemma. She was at a crossroads. The surgeons say, if this surgery works, your quality of life will dramatically improve. You'll be able to do things that you haven't been able to do for the last 2 or 3 years. If what we propose doesn't work, well, you won't know because you won't be here.
Oh my gosh. MS.
No, this is the heart. Anyway,
the heart.
The good news is, because I spoke to her the day before she was going in, and she spoke to Noel when? Today.
Today.
So the news has got to be good.
She's all right.
So she's out the other side. So we're looking forward to it.
But she was pretty low.
Pretty low. But anyway, she has made it out the other side. And what seemed like the impossible, another visit to Kerry, I think will be very much on the cards. Her work is over on those walls there, and it is absolutely tremendous. But talking to Janice any of you who've spoken to her, she's...
Where is Janice?
Take a bow, Janice.
Janice, there she is there. Yeah.
Janice...
Her beautiful drawings as you come up the stairs on the top
There
of
are
the
two
stairs.
fabulous drawings.
They're incredible.
There's a rope
Absolutely
drawing, a
incredible.
marine scene, and then there is a farmyard scene.
Oh,
And the farmyard scene is very precious because the farmyard, which
gone.
we gatted, is gone. It's no more. So this is a record in pencil of what was there. But Janice said, Janice, as you can see, has some health difficulties as well. And she said something very remarkable. She said, when I'm painting, when I'm working, the pain, which is constant, I forget about. I'm distracted by being consumed by the work. It's as if the brain only has enough room for a certain amount. And when you're consumed with your art, the pain recedes.
Amazing.
So Janice, who is a wonderful artist and a very brave person, coping with something from the age of 11, it's a spinal degenerative condition. Happily, it hasn't interfered with the quality of her brilliant work. We have seen on the wall her paintings.
Yeah. Yes, Janice.
But she is a ceramicist and much more as well, and I recommend that you all take her business card on the way.
Yeah, exactly.
She is absolutely terrific. And her name, Unforgettable Light Tower, you will not find any other light towers on this island. They are uniquely Light Tower. I was thinking, coming here tonight, I mean, as usual, Noel has great bargains, 20% off, but there's an ad on the radio at the moment where there's a kind of a decrepit female voice pretending to be the Christmas hamper that was given 3 years ago and is still lying unopened and unloved.
Oh.
And what I often think about, a lot of the stuff that we give and get at Christmas, a lot of it goes into the wardrobe, unused, unloved. But the great thing about a painting, whether it's a small painting, an inexpensive painting, or whether you can invest thousands in a painting, it's the gift that keeps on giving. So that's the reason I suppose we're all here. We're all here to have a look at the gifts that might be well worth giving and well worth receiving. So without further ado, I think I can declare the Origin Christmas Group Show well and truly open.
Thank you. And guys, you know that we have a wonderful, I don't know if you saw downstairs, we have this little use of the little room downstairs for a bit, because we really only ever rented the 3 floors here. We had to do a lot of work to keep them going, or to restore them. But so we got use of that little front room there with a very nice, amenable tenant downstairs. And you'll see the little room, and you'll see the etching by a very famous Canadian artist called Eva Macaulay. She's a visiting professor of art at Limerick University. And she did this wonderful etching. You'll see it down there. It's an etching, it's mixed media, it's photographic, but at her level it's worth around 1,000. So as you know, in fact, you've all been given a ticket this evening, so we're going to draw it. And you want to draw it? This is Elizabeth, who's going back to America soon, who's been with us. So do you want to go in there? And I will make this. Has everybody got their ticket? Oh, what's happening? Yes. The ticket. Has everyone got their ticket in the hat? It's worth 1,000. Your ticket in the hat.
Or is the other half in the hat?
Oh, you have all the. Oh, sorry.
Jim, you just put your ticket in there.
What was your ticket number? Oh my God.
41.
It's 41. Okay, 41 comes out. So, yeah. So, okay, you pick one then. Can't be 41. He's got 41.
That's telling
Well, anyway, no problems. It's 21. Has won it. It's 21. With you. And I'm so delighted actually. And it was my birthday last week. And it was her birthday last week. And Noel's birthday coming up. My birthday coming up Christmas Eve. So that's really wonderful. So that's wonderful. And by the way, we're doing the other way around, right?
We're nearly there.
Sorry, no PA today. Excuse me, but if you wouldn't mind having a little look at the Kilbrady story downstairs, and you'll see all the comments of the artists from around the world. Kiki Smith, one of the biggest artists in the world, coming back again this year, sent us a letter saying, now this is a woman who was given the State Medal Hillary Clinton, I think, 212 of Washington as the artist in America. And she went there, and she was expecting a reception committee. And of course, nobody knew her. And in fact, she looked under the stone to get her key to go into her house, and boy, did she come down to earth. And actually, she adored it. So she wrote a letter saying there are very few places left in the world that you want to leave home for. Kilrillig is one of them. Oh, nice. So she's coming back again this year with her sister Seaton, also a very famous artist. So now it's stretching. Your man, what's his name? Campbell, Duncan Campbell, who won the Turner Prize, looking for a space now. The woman who just won the Sky Arts, that thing on television, Landscape Arts of the Year, coming next August. They're all coming to Kilrillig now. It's just amazing how it's happened, And we won't have enough houses soon. And now we're very, very now soon going to do our music house. So that's why I was after the politicians. Alan Kelly's been down, Joan Burton up the hill. I drive them up the hill. And I said, don't say a word. I'm going to tell you everything now in about 10 minutes. And they are just blown away, actually, completely. So we've had a lot of the people who are, of course, with the purse, and maybe they won't have it after the next election, I don't know. But, and in fact, we just need $1 million to put a house down there, the Windmill Lane of the Southwest, where the musicians, and I see a lovely musician over there, Nigel has just arrived. We have a lovely composer down there at the moment, Michael Gallen. We've had Donovan there writing his new lyrics, which are going to be sung at the National Concert Hall in next St. Patrick's. They have a 2016 concert. But they're all coming, Lee Moon Wanley. And you see, even the musicians need a place to get away, maybe from their fans, like Hosier, believe it or not. But also people, to get away, to get time to focus on their creative project, So it is growing, growing, growing. And I hope I'll stay around, for another bit. And we'll be able to see it. And Ger, of course, the backbone of Kilrillig is over there, Ger O'Connell. And he's always there when we need him. I said, if I'm the heart, he's the backbone. And maybe I'm the heart, and maybe I'm not. But thank you so much, Pat. You're always there to help us. And Kathy, send our very best to her and the family and so forth. And thank you all for being with us as well. And keep on looking around. There's some wonderful stuff here. 20% off, I can tell you. There's a few I wouldn't mind buying myself. So I'm going to tell you all the story about any of them. And Eddie Cal is over there. The wonderful Eddie is there, who is my second last show, wasn't it? Catherine, Catherine Gagan, my last show. Her post office was raided today, so she couldn't come in Straffan, actually. So anyway, all kinds of things happening. But thank you so much, and thank you, Pat. Okay, thanks, guys. It's only